Hello to everyone in the internet. It is currently Friday, December 28th. I am Nathan of Washington, and you are watching Culture Shock. The only show on the internet that knows how to separate an issue of culture from an issue of politics. And this is the news. Alright. So Michio Kaku proves God? Shall we evaluate this claim? He's a world-famous physicist and one of my favorite scientists. Favorite people in general. But I will not let that blind me. He says he's found evidence that God exists. When world-famous theoretical physicist Michio Kaku claimed he has found evidence that God exists, his reasoning caused a stir in the scientific community. When responding to a question about the meaning of life and God, Kaku surprises the interviewer when he revealed that most top physicists do believe in a God because of how the universe is designed. Ours is a universe of order, beauty, elegance, and simplicity. He explained the universe didn't have to be this way. It could have been ugly and chaotic. In short, the order we see in the universe is evidence of a creator. I have concluded that we are in a world made by rules created by an intelligence, the physicist said to Science World Report. Believe me, everything that we call chance today won't make sense anymore. To me, it is clear that we exist in a plan which is governed by rules that were created, shaped by universal intelligence, and not by chance. Western Journal Report, Kaku, one of the creators and developers of the revolutionary string theory, came to his conclusions with what he calls primitive semi-radius tachyons, which are theoretical particles that have the ability to unstick matter or the vacuum space between particles, leaving everything in the universe free from any influence from the surrounding universe. The physicist explained that God is like a mathematician, which is similar to what Albert Einstein believed. This idea isn't new for Kaku. In an article for Big Think, he wrote that his string theory was based on the idea that we are reading the mind of God. So in short, what Kaku provides is philosophical proof for God. Something that, what philosophical proof is that it's evidence that proves how something works. Not whether or not that thing exists, just that if it exists, this is how it works. That's what philosophical proof does. And mind you, I myself am a philosopher, and an armchair psychologist. And quite frankly, philosophical proof will never be enough for the skeptics. It might be enough for someone like me. I think that there's a possibility of a creator being, but for skeptics, that will never be enough. You would have to provide something absolutely concrete, and it still doesn't prove any specific deity either. I mean, I pretty much came to the conclusion of a deity by the more or less the same reasoning. But bottom line is, it's not absolute proof. It is philosophical proof. Good enough for me because I'm reasonable. If you can prove how something works, then that's good enough for me. But not everyone's going to be so reasonable. The idea of a God is still very much a maybe. Still very much. The theologist Ann Heberlein, I think I'm saying that, Heberlein, says we must change our attitude towards radical Islam. She cites various acts of terror, including a man just firing randomly into a crowd of innocent people on Christmas with a gun. Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't need to be a theologist to see how radical Islam is a big problem, considering what the shit it causes. Bottom line is, crimes committed under radical Islam should be taken very seriously, with the possible threat of deportation. Or even imprisonment. We should take this shit very seriously. Enough of the PC culture bullshit. Islam is a religion of peace. I was watching a video earlier today that proved that CNN was creating a fake protest of Muslims against ISIS. And I think the total number of people in the shot were 6 or 7 people, and they were being directed in the shot to make it look like it was more. Yeah. Fake news, am I right? CNN's a piece of shit. But my point is, you don't need to be a theologist to see how radical Islam is a problem. You can just look at what it causes and be like, yeah, that is a problem. Mind you, that does not nullify what she said. The truth is, it is a huge problem. And changing our attitude will be the first step. Actually prosecuting them for crimes will be the next step. Parthenogenesis. Now being used by far left in Sweden to say that Jesus was trans. Parthenogenesis, if I'm not mistaken, is the process whereby a life form can in fact reproduce asexually and produce an offspring of the matching gender. Humans don't reproduce asexually. Amazing how the far left's arguments for transgenderism somehow don't apply to humans. I'd say that's pretty amazing. They're trying to say that that Mary was a trans living as the opposite sex. Ridiculous. I believe that she had gotten pregnant by Joseph before I believe that, or that she was impregnated by God before that. It's just something that doesn't happen. The far left live in their own little reality, you know. Man, hey, you know, facts don't care about your feelings. Your feelings don't change what the facts are. I'm so sorry. You can't just claim parthenogenesis for a species that doesn't have a parthenogenic process in its fucking design. That's stupid. You don't take a can opener and open a bottle of beer and say, it's a bottle opener. Because there's no way for a can opener to open a bottle. It opens cans. Germany now legalizes child marriage for those who practice Sharia. This is how you turn the West into the Middle East. And I say, quote, Germany, because it's not really Germany anymore. The day they were turned into a globalized country with mixed ethnicities was the day Germany ceased to exist as Germany. Making exceptions in a country for those who practice a different law than what is practiced by your ordinary citizens, that's exceptionism. And exceptionism is unethical. It creates a double standard in your society. That's two different societies living together in the same country. It's pure insanity. How can you justify that? And it was based on a case about this guy who got separated from his, quote, wife. He was 21, she was 14, and just because she consented, it doesn't matter. She was underage. The law's the law. Her status as a minor, the marriage was not legitimate in Germany. Globalism is a horrifying, horrifying thing. And it needs to be destroyed completely before it can be allowed to continue. Germany will end up setting the precedent for the rest of Europe. Before too long, it'll start to become more common. This is how you turn the West into the Middle East. Once you allow that, that's one of the institutions that makes the Middle East what it is. They're going to want other institutions as well. The EU shows how regressive they are by publishing gender-neutral terms, such as chair instead of chairman, and Instead of mankind and manpower, humanity and staff are also artificial instead of man-made. Well, at least they're using terms that don't sound as stupid as people kind. Ugh. Justin Trudeau. Good thing I live in America. Well, people have already been saying chair for years. But no, this is regressive bullshit. Using words like chairman and mankind, manpower, and all this, it hurts no one. It hurts no one. The far left can't even show anyone who's actually been hurt by the shit because no one's actually been hurt. They're just offended by it. Complete bullshit. The EU has gone completely regressive. And now for our final story today. CNN, that piece of shit fake news outlet, says that Iraq U.S. troops should be punished because they show a pro-Trump position. MAGA hats and all. So, because they support and respect their president, they should be punished? No. It's the other way around, my friend. You should be punished. You don't respect the office of president unless they're a Democrat. You don't respect the office of president. You are supposed to, in spirit, respect the office of the president regardless of who's in it. Didn't your mom ever tell you, if you don't say something nice, and don't say nothing at all? That would be the basic principle here, my friend. If you can't say nothing nice about the president, then shut the hell up. Or at least make your criticisms civilized. Don't use all this ridiculous vitriol and bitterness. The Democrats are the primary reason why America is so divided. They're primarily the cause. That and all the socialism that gets taught in our universities. America is being torn apart because of the differing political ideologies. There's so many different political ideologies because everyone's got a different opinion. There's no harmony in here anymore. The two-party system, the Democrats, the introduction of socialism, the rise in its popularity. It's just, there's no more common ground anymore. There was, but not anymore. The common ground has been destroyed. Bottom line is, those Iraq troops have nothing to be ashamed of. They respect the office of president. Anyway, that's it for Culture Shock today, folks. I'm out.